3% growth. Now, are we going to get that under Trump? Maybe. I mean, I like what he's done on taxes. I like some of what he's doing on regulation, but he's letting spending go out of control. And boy, it looks like he's about to go off the deep end on the trade war. And that kind of stuff can hurt the economy, just like it did in the 1930s.
You know, that was a worry, and one of the reasons why we're down about 139 points on the Dow, that we've expanded this trade tip with China to include maybe $267 billion worth of additional goods from China, now extending the fight to Japan. Now, I know in the past with some of these things the markets have worried about and we've been fixated on, they're short-lived events. Something miraculously happens to get the South Koreans to the table, let's say the Mexicans to the table, the Europeans through the European Commission to the table, and maybe the same will happen here. So let me flip that around. What if that doesn't happen? What if these tariffs do go into effect? What if China doesn't blink or whatever? And what if Canada says we want no part of this U.S.-Mexico deal?
That's precisely the concern. Let's say I put a blindfold on, Neil, and I run across a busy highway, and I do it 5 times, and I somehow miraculously never get run over. Does that mean it's a good idea? Does that mean I won't get run over the 6th time? And so I think Trump is playing with fire. And let me put it this way. Some of my friends on the left have this big idea called intersectionality. You have to work all these social and diversity and cultural issues together. From a libertarian perspective, to be intersectional is to care about all the policy issues. I want the low taxes. I applaud Trump for that. I like how he's cutting back on regulation. But if you mess up your own agenda, if you undermine your own pro-growth policies with a trade war, that can the Republicans will rue the day they allowed this to happen.
Do you think that could happen, though? Because it hasn't yet.
Let's say Trump, while we're speaking, decides to do what was in that Woodward article and actually pull out of NAFTA, pull out of the Korean Free Trade Agreement. Let's say he goes really crazy, pulls out of the WTO. I mean, you're talking major disruptions of world trade. You're talking about inserting all sorts of sand in the gears of the economy. You're talking about hurting consumers, manufacturers. You're talking about hurting exporters, farmers. All sorts of sectors of the U.S. economy will be hurt. Right now, we're sort of like, hitting one finger with a hammer. Yeah. What Trump potentially could be doing is like, cutting off an arm.
I'm jumping on you, my friend, but thank you very much, Jim.